Andrew Tate, Bree Stern. Narcissist at work, again. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Bree Stern posted a statement on X. She explained it was in response to inquiries about the lawsuit that she had filed earlier this year against Andrew Tate. It's well worth examining that statement, as it is chock full with the aspects of the narcissistic dynamic, which is unsurprising because, as I've explained previously, Tate is a narcissist. She explained, I met Andrew Tate in the summer of 2024, and we were in a relationship for almost a year. We met because he needed models for his crypto coin, and I needed lessons on crypto to save my coin $sister, entertaining that she includes that in the statement. We spent as much time together as we could, but when we weren't physically together, we were in communication all day, every day. He was my best friend. I stood by his side unwaveringly. We made plans to live together, first in Romania and then in Miami once he travelled to America. He wanted to start a new life together once he arrived in the United States. He wanted me to have his children and always told me we would be together forever. Andrew told me he loved me every day, and I was very much in love with him. Despite the fact that he has hurt me so badly, I still love him. Maybe that is Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know. The last time I saw Andrew was on the 11th of March 2025 at the Beverly Hills Hotel. The last words he said to me before I left the hotel were, "Shut the fuck up, bitch. You will never backtalk me. You are my property." Due to the events that had transpired in the early hours of that day, as well as his final degrading words, something just clicked. I finally recognised that someone who truly loved me wouldn't say those things to me or hurt me repeatedly the way that he did. I think, for the first time, I realised the gravity of the situation. This was not a joke or an internet facade. This was the reality of my boyfriend and my life. And I needed to take back control. You are my property, echoed in my mind, and I knew that was not the future I wanted for myself or my future children. It was not easy, but I gathered the courage to do what I had contemplated doing for a long time. Leave him. I grabbed my things and walked out of the hotel and out of our relationship. That day, even though I was terrified, I made a promise to myself that I would not go back no matter what he said, no matter what he did. I blocked his numbers, blocked him on all social media platforms and on all communication apps. I went to a doctor. I went to the police. The last week has been very difficult and extremely scary for me. I am an emotional wreck and am constantly looking over my shoulder. I'm not the person I was before. Andrew texted me recently and let me know, if you ever betray me, you will regret it. Not unclear if she had blocked him properly or whether he had contacted her from an alternative number. That's unclear. He's told me on many occasions before that if I crossed him, he would ruin my life, rape me, or kill me. Coming out about this is really terrifying in all aspects. The entire situation is very traumatic and extremely difficult. I considered many times just silently leaving Andrew and saying nothing, doing nothing, because I was scared and because it was honestly hard for me to accept that I was being abused. But I can now see that doing so would be the cowardly approach. I know I can't be silent. I have to make my voice heard, no matter how difficult that road may be. I also know there are many women out there who are in the same position as me, terrified and scared, who are being hurt by the person who is supposed to love them most. To those women I say, you are much stronger than you know. I know firsthand how hard it can be to even talk about it. But I urge you, find your voice. You are not alone. Walk away and take control of your life while you still can. I will not publicly go over the details of my relationship with Andrew Tate. I know he and his followers will insult me and attack me. I don't care because I speak the truth. I will not comment further about Andrew Tate beyond what my lawyer has set forth in detail in my lawsuit. Those facts speak for themselves. This was a few months ago, but the content of this statement bears so many hallmarks of the narcissistic dynamic and demonstrates the self-proclaimed alpha male, see parts past him, Andrew Tate, and his entanglement with the unfortunate Bree Stern. You can see this isn't a personality quirk of his. It is a profound mechanism for survival driven by the pursuit of the prime aims, the acquisition of fuel, the assertion of control, the preservation of acquired character traits, the extraction of residual benefits. The allegations contained in her statement and subsequent lawsuit that was filed back in March 2025 shows that their initial connection was transactional. He required models for his cryptocurrency ventures, while she sought lessons to salvage her own coin. This is no coincidence. The narcissist scouts for appliances that offer residual benefits, beauty for image enhancement, connections for financial gain, vulnerability for the easy control. What ensued was a near year-long relationship marked by intense communication, the monopolization of time, daily declarations of love bombing, grand plans, future faking for a shared future. Tate professed undying affection, spoke of children, future faking and triangulation, cohabitation in Romania, flattery, and also future faking. Then Miami, and ultimately America. He positioned himself as her best friend, standing unwaveringly by her side. Stern admits to being very much in love, despite reported hurts inflicted upon her, most likely the presence of emotional thinking. This phase exemplifies the golden period, that illusory paradise crafted by the narcissist in Tate's instance. He's an unaware narcissist, so this is done subconsciously for the purpose of ensnaring the empath. She's drawn to the promise of rescue and mutual elevation. In this golden period, Tate deploys love bombing, overwhelming affection, future faking, promises of forever, children relocation, and mirroring to reflect Stern's desires back at her. This allows him to secure potent positive fuel and embed control. His daily affirmations of love weren't genuine, but they were instinctive infusions to addict Stern to the high, ensuring her loyalty. Her crypto needs aligned with his, providing residual benefits like promotional opportunities. Yet, cracks appeared. He hurt me so badly, demonstrating the sustained devaluation that occurred. The climax occurred on March the 11th, 2025 at the Beverly Hills Hotel. After an altercation in the early hours, Tate allegedly uttered those degrading words, "Shut the fuck up, bitch, you'll never backtalk me, you're my property." Devaluation, assertion of control. These words, echoing in Stern's mind, finally brought some clarity and jerked her out of emotional thinking. She realised that this wasn't a joke or an internet facade, a common rationalisation that victims employ, but a raw assertion of ownership. In narcissistic terms, this is at the crux of the way that the narcissist regards the appliance. The fact is, her backtalk was a threat to control and was unacceptable. It ignited his fury. Tate's declaration of property objectifies Stern as an extension of himself. She's a mere chattel to be utilised. The lawsuit accuses him of assault and battery, detailing a violent sexual encounter where he allegedly choked and beat her, leaving bruises documented in photos. Threats, use of threat of ruin, rape or murder were reportedly commonplace, serving as future discouragers, warnings to prevent escape. This demonstrates the usual dynamic of the narcissist, the love bombing and then the brutalistic devaluation commensurate with the lesser status of Andrew Tate. There is no facade, no actual constructed image other than that of the construct. His threats are pure control mechanisms, drawing negative fuel from her fear. Stern's lingering love, despite abuse, screams of the addiction to the narcissist, the emotional thinking that is linked to Stockholm Syndrome. Victims like Stern stay because Tate erodes her logical thinking, and there is the intermittent reinforcement, the love following the hurt, which is clouded by emotional thinking. Tate's history is rife with similar accusations, fitting seamlessly into the behaviours of this narcissist. In Romania, since his 2022 arrest, Tate and his brother Tristan faced charges of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organised crime group. Prosecutors allege they lured women with promises of relationships, love bombing, then coerced them into webcam pornography for profit, extracting residual benefits while asserting control through isolation and violence. One woman claimed Tate raped her twice in 2015, strangling her until she passed out. Another described being branded as his property, echoes of Stern's experience. In the UK, by May 2025, British prosecutors approved 21 charges against the Tates, including rape, assault and trafficking, dating back to 2012-2015. 4 women sued civilly in April 2025, detailing coercive control. One alleged Tate pointed a gun at her face, threatening to blow her brains out. Another claimed he debated raping her aloud before assaulting her. These women, like Stern, were drawn in by apparent charm, Tate's kickboxing fame and wealth, only to face devaluation through physical and psychological abuse. One recounted being strangled during sex, a certain narcissistic tactic to assert dominance and draw potent negative fuel from fear. The pattern, objectification, women as property or slaves, utilised as fuel sources. The victim behaviour mirrors Stern's, delayed reporting owing to fear and emotional thinking. Many women in Tate's cases stayed silent for years, rationalising abuse as his way or fearing retaliation. Empathic individuals who might challenge but succumb are prime targets. Their emotional depth provides rich fuel. Tate's webcam empire involves loverboy methods, which are just those of the narcissist: seduce, isolate, exploit. He shows the impulsivity of the lesser. His followers' responses to Stern's posts, dismissing her as a side chick seeking money or labelling her a hoe, exemplify the smearing behaviours of Tate, where the narcissist utilises its coterie to discredit the victim. Consider his behaviour to the likes of Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein, who have similarly used people for exploitation, drawing fuel from dominance. Tate's misogyny, preached via the real-world platform, boosts his grandiosity, positioning himself as superior to harvest admiration from incel-like followers. Yet when challenged, his heated united fury soon poured through, revealing the entitlement that demands unquestioned obedience. Stern's lawsuit, seeking damages for assault, is part of a threat to control. Nevertheless, we see the Hoover, with his recent text, "If you ever betray me, you will regret it," a malign Hoover designed to draw fuel and assert control. By August 2025, the saga evolved. Tate countersued Stern for $50 million, alleged defamation and a smear campaign. This is a classic abuse of litigation, utilising courts as a weapon to punish escape, drain resources and assert control. He claims her accusations are fabricated for financial gain, inverting the victim-narcissist dynamic in a projection manoeuvre, accusing her of what he himself does, exploitation for money. No criminal charges stemmed from her police report, but the civil battle rages. He is unable to ignore the threat to control that this poses, and therefore he has to strike back to try and nullify it. The fact is, we see his empire built upon sand, potentially crumbling under scrutiny. His behaviours, threats, violence, exploitation, aren't alpha posturing at all. They're simply desperate bids to assert control and seek out fuel to avoid the inner void. Stern's story, like those before her, illuminates the pattern of the narcissist: seduction, devaluation, potential disengagement or escape. Naturally, if this resonates with you, then you should utilise my work, particularly by way of narc detector and audio consultation, to understand what you're dealing with and receive the best advice as to how to deal with it. For it would appear that though Bree Stern understood something of no contact, her pursuit of litigation means that she has not implemented it fully, and therefore she is susceptible to further hoovering. Once again, Andrew Tate finds himself subjected to litigation and then claims that he, in essence, is the victim. He is the narcissist at work, once again. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.